And medias res, I cannot live without books. Thomas Jefferson. It has just occurred to me that when I die, I will likely be in the middle of a book somewhere, halfway through a chapter or worse, mid-sentence, and all the characters will be left behind, suspended without warning in the midst of doing what they had waited pages to do. Between the covers, perhaps, locked in a warm embrace, or with their lips touching ever so lightly as that long-awaited kiss becomes even longer. But what if I leave them consumed by conflict instead, prior to the turn that is supposed to change everything for good, in the thick of a personal battle, reeling from the betrayal of another, or inside themselves still feeling unloved? A man, for example, at the very edge of his existence, considering the fall, not really wanting to jump, and yet sensing he must because these things had been written, the timing and the manner of his death. And was it not for this purpose alone he was introduced into that garden of words carefully arranged across the first chapter? When my friend's mom died, we were still reading her, but never got to the conclusion. My brother's heart stopped in the prologue, my uncle's just before chapter 42. And only once was I really aware of the last page turning, as I watched the man after whom I was named slip from his bed on earth, then into the arms of that great librarian in the sky. And I remember how his face turned blank, that final silent page, and how the nurse cried when she said he was gone, it was over, the end. And how between the seams I knew she was wrong, that I had just read one of the best books ever written, and that in some other place his story was just beginning. But dear God, how I wish I'd turned more corners inward. How I wish I'd highlighted more of his days.